Hi guys, in this video we're going to be learning about switch case statements and how to use them in Java. Switch case statements allow us to basically provide a value and perform a different action based on the different possible results of that value. So let's start with an example. And you can see here that we have our main method in the application class. So this small program is basically going to take a day of the week represented by a number. So the fourth day of the week, and depending on that number it will print out the actual day. So fourth day of the week is Thursday, so it will print out the day's Thursday. If I was to change this to 1, it would print out the day's Monday. And this is done through a set of if-else statements. So if the day is 1, in this case it wouldn't be because it's 4. If the day is 2, again it wouldn't be, so it would resolve to false. This one, day equals 3, would resolve to false. And then we get to else if the day equals 4. And we know that the day is 4, so this statement resolves to true, and it prints out the day's Thursday and ignores everything else, because these are else if statements. And we've now reached the true statement of the day's 4, so it prints out the day's Thursday. So this is perfectly valid code, it will run correctly, so let's try it out. I'm going to run the application, and you can see here that it prints out the day's Thursday. Now while it is valid, it isn't generally the best practice to have so many if-else statements all as part of one piece of code. So we can change this by using a switch case statement, and it makes it a little bit easier to read, and it's generally the better practice rather than having several else-if statements like this. So I'm going to delete this code, and I'm going to keep int day equals 4 at the top. So we're still going to use that. And I'm going to type out switch. So this is the start of our switch case statement. Parentheses, day. So this is going to be the value that we're going to test against. Curly braces. And then I'm just going to type out case, which again, similar to switch, is a Java reserved word. 1, new line, s out, short for our system out print line. The day is Monday. So this is a very basic use of a switch case statement. This is our value to test against. If that value is 1, print out the day's Monday. And we now need to copy this for the other days. So case 2, s out, the day is Tuesday. Case 3, s out, system out print line, the day is Wednesday. Case 4, fourth day of the week, s out, the day is Thursday. Case 5, system out print line, the day is Friday. Case 6, system out print line, the day is Saturday. And finally, case 7, system out print line, the day is Sunday. So this is the basic structure of the switch case statement. We're declaring our variable here, we're using that to test against, and depending on the value of day, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or so on, then we'll print out something different. So if I was to run the application now, you can see here that we get the day's Thursday, but we also get the day's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And why exactly is that happening? Well, we get to case 1, the value is 4, so it skips this one. It skips the case 2, and it skips the case 3. We then get to case 4, and the fact that the day is 4 means that yes, we print out the day's Thursday. However, this is kind of a quirk in switch case statements where you need to include a break statement. And that is because if you don't, it will carry on and perform the action of the remaining cases. Hence why we've printed out the day's Thursday, which is correct, but it's also printed out the day's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So to avoid that, we add a break statement. Again, a Java reserved keyword. So I'm going to add break just after each of the cases. Break, a break for case 4, a break for case 5, a break for case 6, and finally 7. Run the application again, and now you can see that it prints out the day's Thursday and nothing else. Now, what about if we didn't provide a valid day number? So currently we have case 1 right up to case 7, and we know that there are 7 days in a week. However, if I was to provide, say, 10 as the day number, we know that there aren't 10 days, so there won't be a value for that here. So what's going to happen? Let's run the application, and you can see that nothing happens. It doesn't print out anything because it hits the switch case. Day number is now 10, and we don't have a case for 10. So maybe here we want to say, if it's outside the range of 1 to 7, we want to give it some sort of a default message that says not a valid day of the week. And we can do that with the use of default. So Switch has functionality to provide a default, and the default will be performed if none of the cases are met. So if it doesn't meet cases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, then it will hit the default case. And here we're going to print out not a valid day of the week. So let's rerun this application, again with the day number of 10, so it's not valid from 1 to 7, and now it prints out not a valid day of the week. One final thing that we can do with switch case statements is group them together. So maybe instead of saying the day is Saturday or the day is Sunday, perhaps we want to say that the day is a weekend day, for example. And we can do that quite easily. So we could do it like this. So I could say, okay, we have case 6, which is Saturday, and we could just change that to weekend day. And I could change this one to weekend day. And let's change this to a day number of 6, run the application, and it prints out, as we expect, weekend day. But now imagine that we had some more complex logic going on in this code. It wasn't just printing out something to the console, it was doing some sort of complex calculation, for example. If that was the case, we'd have to call it twice. We'd have to call it from case 6 and from case 7. And there is an easier way to deal with this. So what we can do, if we want it to apply to both 6 and 7, is I can just remove this code entirely for number 7, and right underneath case 6, I can simply type case 7 with a colon. Run the application again, prints out weekend day for number 6, and if I was to do number 7, run the application, still prints out weekend day, because we've now grouped together the cases. So this is now saying if it's either case 6 or case 7, in other words, it's a Saturday or a Sunday, then we're going to print out weekend day. And that saves us duplicating the code for the system out print line in both the 6 and the 7. So that's everything that I'm going to talk about regarding switch case statements for now. We will see them in a later video as well. One final optimization that we can make to this is you'll notice here that for each day, we're printing out the day is with a particular value. So one small optimization that we can make, so underneath the declaration of the day variable, I'm going to type out another one, and I'm going to call it string. So it's going to be a string type, the day is text, equals the day is, and a space, semicolon at the end. And then this variable here now contains the text the day is. And I'm going to simply replace that here. So I'm going to remove the day is from here, add a speech mark or a quotation mark. I'm going to put the day is text plus Monday. And as we said before, this is a concatenation operator, and we'll talk about this more in a later video, but for now, I just wanted to show you a small optimization that we can make. And I'm going to do the same for this one. So the day is text plus, and I'm going to remove the day is from here, and the same for this one. So I'm going to remove that text, the day is text plus, the day is text plus, and let's remove that. The day is text plus. So now we're using a set piece of text that we declare here, and then we put the day of the week after it. And it's really just a small optimization. It doesn't make much difference to the code, but it means that we can change this text to something else without having to change it 5 times if we wanted to change it. So if we decided that we no longer want to say the day is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we wanted to say something else, we wouldn't have to change it 5 times individually for each day. We change it once. So, for example, I might want to put the current day is, and it means that I'm only changing it once and not several times. So if we change that to, say, 2, to make sure it's a weekday, so you can see now that it says the current day is Tuesday. Again, it's a small optimization, but it was a piece of text that was repeated. We can take that out into a variable like so. So that's everything for this video. I really hope you found it useful. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.